Hello and welcome to the Ranch Systems YouTube channel. My name is Greg and I'm going to be showing you how to create frost alerts and how to add recipients to those alerts. And our frost alerts are based on a temperature sensor. And I've chosen the air temperature puck, which is on our mini weather station. And I'm going to go ahead and note the unit and the sensor number. That's 300.223.9.1. That's going to be important because we need to choose that later on. So to begin the process, we're going to follow this black ribbon on the left here down to the rules and alerts, which is denoted by a bell. And I click on the bell. And what you'll see here is a list of the different alerts that have been set up for this property. Now you'll see there's no frost alert, so I'm going to go ahead and add one by pressing the Add Rule button. And this gives us our dialog for rules and alerts. First thing we need to do is add a name. So I'm going to call this Frost Alert. Next thing we need to do is add conditions. So I'm going to press this Add button right here. And this gives us three different conditions. First is the calculation. What we want is the most recent value of the sensor. You'll see other options there for different types of alerts, but for frost alerts, we definitely want the most recent value of the temperature sensor. And next thing you'll notice here is a drop down for the sensors. This is where we need to remember 300.223.9.1. So you'll see a list here of different units and all the different sensors that are on this property. And we scroll on down. And these are in numeric order, so I'm going to go here. We have 300.223, and we're looking for 9.1, the air temperature puck. Now that I've chosen that, we're going to choose the comparison, and this is how we're going to compare the critical value. And in this case, we're going to choose less than or equal to. You'll see a lot of other choices there, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to. We're going to choose less than or equal to. And then we come to the critical value, which is actually the temperature that we want this frost alert to go off on. So I'm going to choose 35 degrees. That gives us a 3-degree wiggle room so that we can get out there and start mitigating the frost issues before frost actually happens. Now that I've filled this all up, at the bottom right-hand corner, I'm going to go ahead and press the Add button here. And you'll see that we've added this formula. This is the last value of the temperature sensor on 300.223. And now we need to choose an action. Now, notification only is the default. That's not going to be good enough. We want somebody to actually receive this message when it happens. And so I'm going to click on here, and you'll see different options. Disable is what we would use to disable this rule once frost season is over. But what we need to do here is choose either send email, send text message, or send voice alert, which is actually a phone call. I'm going to choose send text message. This is what I find most growers want, so I'm going to choose that. And now we're going to choose our alert recipients. And you'll see there's this wrench, and it says Edit Alert Recipient List. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And this gives us a drop-down menu with all the people who have access to this property. I'm going to go ahead and choose myself here. And there you are. I pop up. There's my phone number. A plus sign here will add me to the alert. And now you'll see that I've been added to the alert here. I'm also going to go and add user associates. And user associates are people who don't have access to the property, but they may need to have these alerts. These would be your ranch hands and whatnot. So I already have one set up here, Chris Y. And to add Chris, I'm going to go ahead and just press the plus sign. And you'll see down here, Chris has been added. I'm going to also add someone else. This is Tom. And Tom's listed there. I'm going to go ahead and put his phone number in there. The format for the phone number is the +1 and then the phone number. And once I've added that, I'm going to press this button here. It says Add New Associate User. You'll see Tom has been added there. And I'm going to go ahead and press the plus sign to add him to the alert as well. And you'll see Tom shows up right down there. Now that all three of us have been added to this alert, I'm going to go ahead and press Apply. And there you see that me and Chris and Tom are all added to this alert. Now the next thing we need to do is choose the text that is going to be on the text message. So this is the dialog box, and I'm going to go ahead and type the temperature at office is, and then I'm going to choose this really neat feature that we have here. You'll see down here at the bottom right of the dialog box that it says insert sensor value placeholder. What this is going to do is it's going to actually add the sensor to this alert. And when I click that, you'll see there's the sensor, and I'm going to go ahead and press insert. And what this is going to do, this is a dynamic thing. So this is actually going to be telling us the temperature at the time that the text message is sent. So the text message will read the temperature at office is, and then say 34.5 or 33 or whatever the actual temperature is. And this is dynamic, so if the text message gets sent several times, you'll hear this number go down. So next thing we need to choose is if we're going to have this alert repeat. In case of frost alerts, it's very important. So we need to know that somebody gets this message. So I'm going to choose the every 5 minutes until confirmed option here. And what that means is that this text message will be sent to all three of us until one of us confirms this message. And once it's confirmed, it'll turn off. And it'll turn off and will not rearm for 12 hours here. And so this is hours before rearming. For frost alerts, 12 hours will be just fine, because we know that once somebody confirms this, that somebody's up and they're dealing with the frost alert. And frost isn't going to happen again until the next day. So 12-hour rearming is just fine. And that means that once this has been confirmed, it will be 12 hours before this alert will be set and ready to fire again. Now that I have all the options here chosen, I'm going to go ahead and press save. And there you are. You see our frost alert is there. You'll see that we're going to be sending a text message. This is the actual text of the text message. And you'll see the status is false. Also, you'll see last fired and last confirmed. If this alert had been fired already, you would see a time or possibly a date and time. Same with the last confirmed. You would see last confirmed, date and time, and by whom. So that does it for creating frost alerts and adding alert recipients. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I do thank you for joining us at the Ranch Systems YouTube channel. Bye-bye.